Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Coders Care live TV stream here on Twitch. This day we will have a completely different topic than we had the days before, because we were streaming about certain topics like data processing and fluid templates and all this more technical stuff, which is already a bit more advanced. So people asked us if it would be possible to get a bit less complicated information for beginners. So how do you create something from scratch when you want to do something completely new with Typo 3, and how do you create your own package and how to get stuff into Typo 3 so that you can build your own website with this. Basically the idea is to show you something that we will do for our own project, because the topic is Petra likes cooking. Petra is my wife and my boss, and she really loves cooking. The point is, the domain loves.cooking wasn't available anymore, but likes.cooking was. So we ordered that domain, and now the idea is that we will create a kind of recipe collection, blog, and maybe even integrate a shop system later on. So the idea is to show you the whole process, how we find a template, how we decide which parts of the template might fit into which of the extensions later on, and all these things. Of course, this will not happen completely today. So today it will just be about how to find a template, how to put it into a site package, and then start coding from that, how to create a site package, actually, how to get this site package into Typo 3, or even better, how to fetch Typo 3 with that site package. So we will show you all these different things. It will take about 20-25 minutes, and after that there will be time for questions. Of course, you can still ask questions in between in the chat, but depending on how complicated they are, maybe we will move them to the end of the session, or maybe even to another session, and we can do a question and answer session or something like that. Okay, so let's take a first look at the things we are going to do. First of all, we went to Template Monster in this case, because we didn't want to do the whole design from scratch. So we try to find out a template that will fit the needs of this recipe collection, and will have some blog pages and other features as well. And we found this one. So let's take a look at this and take a look at the features. We have, for example, several pages. We have a 404 page, terms of use, maintenance, login register, all these things. We have different header variants. For example, this one, what you already saw, is like a hamburger menu, and now you can switch to a more desktop-like behavior, like, for example, header transparent. And then you can have drop-down menus and mega menus and all these things. So this is already available. We have different other page types, for example, for people and member profiles. Then we have more people than just one user, which would be Petra in the first case, but maybe other people will join us, and maybe we will even have other subdomains like someone likes cooking or whatever. Then we have a news section, and as you can see, there are different variants of news. So maybe we will decide later on which of the variants of news we will use for that page. But of course, we can either go for a real news plugin later on, or maybe we decide that we will do that based on pages or another extension. It depends. So we can go to other views here. There's a masonry news view, and it pretty much looks like the stuff that we actually wanted to get. Same for the recipes here. So there is a recipe collection, and as you can see, there are several filters. So we might need a search, index search, or whatever search extension later on. And when we go to the shop section, you will see there is a product catalog already, and some single products, so that we could do merchandising around all these recipes later on. So basically these are all features that you know from several other websites that you might have done for yourself or for your clients. So this is nothing completely new, but these are basic features of websites done with Typo 3. So we thought it would be a good idea to use this template and make that available as a site package. So the next step, of course, is to just download this thing to your project. We'll go to another window here, just have to switch to PHP Storm, and usually there would be kind of empty folder, and I will move now the already downloaded template folder to this project so that it will appear within there. Just takes a few seconds here. Okay, let's go back to PHP Storm. Should be updated soon here. No, it doesn't. So we have to wait a bit. Doesn't matter, I can still show you something beforehand. What we do now is we create something on GitLab, because we want to do everything we do with Composer. So we need a project on GitLab, and therefore we go to the Chrome window again, and after that we can switch to our GitLab repository. And as you can see, I already created a project which is called Likes Cooking. It's a private project, so we can do whatever we like there without anybody else stepping in and trying to fix issues or stuff like that. So it's currently a private project, but later on we might make it public so that this extension will be available for everybody else. So as you can see, we have a project here, and we created that. And now we need to fill the project with the actual site package. You can see it's already available here, but first I have to show you how to get that site package into this, because usually you would have to build this structure. You will have to find where you can, or how you can do all these things with the folders, where, how to name them, the classes, configuration, resources folder, and what to put in there. But there is a much easier way to do that, because you can go to sitepackagebuilder.com, and on sitepackagebuilder.com you can create your own site package. So you can learn about site packages here. You can have the pros and cons, and as you can see, there are only pros and no cons at all when you have a site package compared to the classic approach. And basically the idea of a site package is to have everything that you want to do with a Typo 3, the configuration, the HTML, the JavaScript, CSS files, TypoScript, everything, not anymore in folders like file admin visible in the from the web server or in other structures, but just in one single package, one extension that you can download and then install into Typo 3, or even install Typo 3 with it. So we have the button create site package here. We will be asked which Typo 3 version we want to get. Of course, there are only the current Typo 3 versions which are still supported. So it's 8.7 for the old stable and 9.5 for the stable version. You can decide if you want to base it on the Bootstrap package or fluid style content. We will go for fluid style content because we want to provide our own Bootstrap here, which is already provided within the template that we downloaded. And then you can give it a name. We can just call it Likes Cooking. No, not cooking, but cooking. We can give it a description. It's not necessary here, but you should have a name here. Maybe we can use it Cybercraft. And it's the author name, though, so it would be Coders Care in this case, because it is the company product. And we will have an email address at Coders Care, and we will have a company name. This will be the vendor name in the namespacing, so we will use Coders Care here too. And the website would be GPS petra.likes.cooking. For those of you who want to test this domain now, it's really existing and it's pointing to the Coders Care website currently, so it's really there. And you just click on create site package, and you can even go back and restore or edit the configuration or download that, and the result is what you can see in the repository here. And this again will be something available from the server here. So what we have to do now is we have to get the code of the template and the code of the site package into our project. Takes a few seconds. You cannot see that because this is a window where you could see other client projects as well. Okay. We have the template already here. Oh, you cannot see it because I have to switch the window first. Here we go. So the template is already available. I just put it in a different folder because this means that we don't put it as is on the server actually. So it will be in a folder in the project, but the server will be pointing the server folder will be pointing to the actual server. Now we have the site package here, and the site package is already created based on Git, so there should be a Git repository in here, and it should be pointing to the repository we created on GitLab. So basically this is the site package itself. We can create and it now, we can deal with it now, we can just change the code and do something with it. There's something that we changed in the composer JSON of that package, because usually you will just get typo3 core, CMS fluid styled content, and the rich text editor in here. This means that the site package approach basically is about having typo3 already available and then putting it into the typo3 that is already existing. Now our idea is a completely different approach. I will show you the actual process that would be used for the typo3 installation. When you go to download typo3.org, you will see there's get version 9, and when you go to get version 9, you will say set up a new project via Composer, and I will just switch to the window without the cam so you can fully read it. Actually, there's just Composer require typo3 minimal. That's it. In this case, typo3 minimal has been put into the Composer JSON of that file here. And we say, okay, our extension, our site package needs typo3 minimal, not just the core. And it will just need additionally CMS fluid styled content. The rest will be introduced later on when we actually decided which of the extensions we are going to use. So when we go back to the PHP Storm window now, you can see we have this as the composer JSON of our site package, and the site package just tells us, okay, we want the minimal typo3 and fluid style content. Now, instead of going to the server and telling it, okay, I want to require type of 3, we could now do composer require coders care likes cooking, because this is the namespace of our extension. Additionally, we added some stuff to the composer JSON, because on this server we need a special web directory and other stuff. But actually, by composer require coders care likes cooking or composer require your vendor, your site package name, you would get the stuff from the server, where you from the repository where you put your site package code before. In this case, it's coders care likes cooking. So now we go to the server itself, and on the server we have coders care likes cooking, and we have some additional information about the web directory and other stuff. And if we did everything right, we'll just switch to the window without the cam so you can actually see what's going on. We will now get composer update, just to be on the safe side, so that it will actually try to find all the additional information about the site package. It can take some time. For example, when we go to this thing, we can see it's updating the dependencies, and after that it should start automatically downloading everything that is needed to get the minimum type of 3. Still takes some time. Now you can see it. It's installing type of 3 CMS, composer installers, the class alias loader, type of 3 fluid. So actually everything that would have happened by getting composer require type of 3 and then composer install when you just install type of 3 itself is now done by the site package. So the site package says, okay, I need type of 3 minimal, and type of 3 minimal says, okay, I need all these different packages. And additionally, there should be fluid content, fluid styled content in the end. When you just did it once, most of the packages will be in the cache, so it will not take that long anymore. So when you update stuff later on, because you might need new versions of the type of 3 core or something else, it will be much faster than this one. The first time it's a bit slow, but I think we will be done in just a few seconds. That's already the type of 3 core. Fluid styled content is already there. Okay, that's it. So now we should be able to switch to the actual domain, and hopefully this will be working now, because this is a live stream. But let's see if it's working. You see, the first time we went there, it was just forbidden to get there. Now we can have likes cooking. No, it was just likes cooking without a dot, exactly this one. And if everything went right, we should go to the type of 3 install tool now. Yeah, installing type of 3 CMS looks good. Thank you for choosing type of 3. And now we have to begin the installation by creating an empty file called first install in the document root of our web server. This is just to make sure that you did not upload by accident a type of 3 source to your server, and now somebody can go to that domain and take over your type of 3 before you actually got it. So you have to make sure that you actually want to go there, Maybe you can even put an htaccess in front of that, so that you can just go there with a special login before you install it. In this case, it's not necessary because this is a local machine, so we usually there should be nobody able to access this from the outside. If not, you can surprise me now. We have to go to the web folder. I can show you what happens here. Just the folder over here. And as you can see, we already have a type 3 conf and all that stuff in there because it is has been done by the composer update. And now we can just create the first install file. And now we should be able to reload that page, and it should be going to the install process exactly. So it's the first step. First step is just to fill in some database credentials after there are some checks if there are problems detected. Currently there's none, but before I did the first test there was a PHP extension missing, and type 3 told me please install this extension because we need it. And now we can go to the next step. Now we can create a database. It's already there. We have all the credentials already there because I filled in these credentials before. And now we can go. No, I did not. So we have to go to super secret, and it's not admin, it's type 3, because this is the home state box of Michael Rose. Hi to Michael. If you're watching, nice that you did all this stuff. We're still working with it. It's a great tool. And the password always is super secret, and the username is type 3. So it should be available now. Yep. And now we can either create a database or use an existing one. But in this case, we want to have a new one. We call it likes cooking. We can continue here. Unable to create database, likes cooking. Either you did, maybe it's already available. To check that. No, it's not. What we can use blah, for example, it doesn't matter actually. Or we have to give the type 3 user the rights to give to create that database. So we will create it. We use an existing one now, which would be no, these are already filled, so we have to create a new one. Okay, just a few seconds. I will create a new database now on the command line. Okay, should be working now. Maybe just reload the page. Usually this should not happen within your own type 3 installs, because in this case you already have a database user which is allowed to create a database. I think in this case the type 3 user is not allowed to create that database, so we have to create it with another user, but we can now use the freshly created one to install type 3 in there. Okay, so we can just leave the username and password. Maybe we can make it admin here. and still use super secret, and the website will be likes cooking. Okay, so this should be creating all the necessary database tables now, and after that create the admin user, and if it's done, then we will be asked to go to the backend and open it. In the meantime, because it takes a few seconds longer here, I can just show you what happened in the Chrome, in the PHP Storm section. So we had the site package in here, and now we have the remote host filled with a new structure for the web folder, the vendor folder, and some additional stuff here. So what I usually do here is, because this is the Windows machine and not a Docker container where you have all the files in the on the same machine, I can download the vendor structure now once, because this will help resolving all the PHP classes in PHP Storm later on. So this is something that I usually do once, and then I have at least most of the classes available, and PHP Storm will find them. And now let's go back to the Chrome window. Maybe the database is already done. Yeah, exactly. So we can create an empty starting page now and open the Type 3 backend. Okay, admin should be working. Yeah, here we go. And as you can see, this is really a minimal Type 3. So we just have the page module, the list module, sites module, file list, and some admin tools. The rest is still not available because maybe we even don't need it later on. So basically this is the minimum structure that you need to actually run a website with Type 3. And in the site package we have the minimum structure that you actually need to create a website based on Type 3. So here we have the structures for the resources, where we can put the private and the public resources like templates, partials, CSS, fonts, and all that stuff. And as you can see, this is just the working copy of our site package, but since we used Composer to actually install it, it is available already in the Type 3 conf ext folder here, and it's called likes cooking, and we have all that stuff in here already. So what we can do now is we can just go to the extension manager, take some time to just load the extensions. Okay, and as you can see, we have the list of minimum Type 3 extensions, and here we have likes cooking, and now we can install that, and this will create the basic structure already. So this should be it for today. Next time I will show you how to put all the files from the template into that site package and transform, for example, paths and all these stuff for images, for style sheets and other things. So this will be about how to actually transform a template into a site package. So if you have some questions for today, feel free to ask them now, because we're already close to the 30-minute range, but still it's open-end, so we can even do a bit longer. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. If there are no questions, I will just wait a few seconds, because usually there is a delay from Twitch. If there are no questions, I say thank you for watching, and join us for the next time, where I will show you how to put your template files into the site package and make something out of these templates. Thank you for watching. Bye.